Yeah. You good, man. I was gonna say it on the Facebook, YouTube, right quick. Go ahead. Do that. If y'all can see it too, that'll help. You know what I'm saying? So what? It's on my ISUPK Memphis page. ISUPK Memphis. Get started in 1 second, y'all. I was going to see get some more brothers and sisters in the class. Shalom, Israel. You're live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. God, in the class tonight. We in Tuesday night is a Brotherhood class, very important class. You know what I'm saying? In the nation of Israel, get a chance to go into the Bible. And Brotherhood is the foundation of Christ's teachings. You understand? Brotherhood is the foundation of what Christians call the gospel or the good news in the Greek language. You understand? Brotherhood is the only way that the 12 tribes of Israel are going to come back to being who the Lord called us to be. You understand? Brotherhood is the only way that Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians are going to be able to break themselves free of the culture that we've been given in America of selling drugs and killing, murdering, and, you know, it's a dog eat dog world, and lying, scheming, and do what you got to do to get over on the next man so that you could be able to live a good life and provide something nice for your family. You understand? Our communities are so destroyed today because we've adopted a culture that doesn't belong to us. We've adopted a culture of our oppressor. We've taken on the mindset of those who have murdered, raped, and continue to oppress us to this day. And that is why, as every other nation around us raises up and elevates themselves economically, socially, and culturally, the Black man, Latino, and Native Indian who've been here in this land for 400 years continue to suffer and remain at the bottom. And so this Brotherhood class is a very important class because it gives us an opportunity to begin to reclaim a righteous culture. You understand? A righteous mindset towards one another, which is, you know, doing what the Bible says concerning your brother. So tonight, the topic we're going to go into is loving your brother as you love yourself. You understand? It's one of them scriptures. This is the first scripture we're going to go to is one that has been, you know, repeated across many different religious trains of thought. You understand? It's one of the pivotal scriptures that of Christ's teachings, but for a long time, it's a scripture that has been misunderstood. Not, I don't say it's misunderstood, but tonight we're going to focus on a piece of the scripture that oftentimes I feel like is overlooked. So let's go first to Matthew chapter 22. We're going to go to verse 37 and we're going to read down. All right. So if you brothers and sisters out there, if you're taking notes, you want to title this class, Love Thyself. All right. It's going to be Love Thyself. First scripture we're going to is Matthew chapter 22 and verse 37. For you brothers and sisters out there, man, you're tuning in online, make sure that y'all subscribe and like ISUPK Memphis that's on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Share with people that you know. If you're on Facebook and you're not on YouTube, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe, man. Share these videos. Spread the word for all your brothers and sisters who down here in this Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi region, that the ISUPK has a home in Memphis, and all brothers and sisters are welcome. Come to class and get a taste of this brotherhood, all right? So then Matthew chapter 22, verse 37. Either one of y'all, go ahead.
Book Matthew chapter 22, verse 37.
If I could, so like go one verse up, let me read the question that was asked, the prompt, the response that Christ gave.
Verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law?
So somebody came to Christ and asked him what was the greatest commandment in the law. You understand? Christ was a brother that was out on the streets teaching, and many people had questions because Christ was giving answers to things that were largely misunderstood. The brother asked the question was somewhat ahead. It was a simple question, but it was a question that needed an answer nonetheless. So here's Christ's response.
How shall I say unto him? Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
You understand? Christ's response, the greatest commandment that you find in this Bible is to love the Most High with your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. You understand? And because of Christianity and because of religion, love for God is something that's misunderstood. In ISUPK, we understand that love is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You find that in 1 John 3. You find that elsewhere all over the Bible. You understand? But love of the Most High is obeying Him. Christ said the greatest commandment is to obey the Most High with every part of you, with your mind, with your heart, with your soul. Obey the Most High. Read on.
This is the first and great commandment.
This is the first and great commandment. Read on.
And the second is like unto it. That's
with everything you have. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And in the Black, Latino, and Native Indian community, if we understood what the love of God was, and obeying Him and keeping His laws and being, conducting ourselves the way that He gave us commands to conduct ourselves, then it would be easy for us to love our brothers the same way because we would obey God's law pertaining to our brother. We wouldn't treat our brother in ways that go against God's law. We wouldn't do things to our brothers that's contrary to what the commandments that God gave us. The problem, however, in our community, and the reason why so many brothers have hate for one another and so many sisters have hate for brothers and sisters have hate for sisters is because we don't know how to love ourselves. If the love of your brother is based on the love you have for yourself, if we hating one another, then that means we hate ourselves. And a big problem in our community is that we don't know how to love ourselves. The reason why we don't know how to love ourselves is because we haven't been taught. We don't even know what love is. How can I love my brother if I don't love myself? How can you expect a sister not to commit abortions if she doesn't know how to love herself? How can you expect a sister, you understand, to love another sister when she doesn't love herself? How can you expect a brother to know how to not have sex with a sister and throw her away if he don't see himself as something valuable that deserves to be served? Yeah, a lot of brothers who got women that would kill for them, have sex with them, have their friends have sex with them, trick them out, have them go sell vaginas, bringing back money. Why? Because that brother doesn't love himself. And some brothers who look at themselves and think, man, she loved me, she's a fool. She loved me, she's a green ass bitch. She's stupid as hell. Fuck she loved me for? I ain't shit. That's because we don't know how to love ourselves. Everybody understands? So tonight's class, we're going to go into loving yourself and the importance of self-love and knowing what self-love looks like and knowing how to change your mind about the way you perceive yourself. Everybody understand? Let's read on. If I could, for the brothers and sisters that's online, let me know if y'all hearing me and seeing me clearly as well. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, let me know if you're able to see and hear the class clearly. All right, I want to make sure that the service is going, that the signal going out there to all. Go ahead.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
You understand? On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. So if everything that we read in this Bible is based on you loving the Most High as you love yourself, I mean, loving the Most High with everything you have. If everything in this Bible is based on you loving your neighbor, your brother, your sister as you love yourself, then if we don't know how to love ourselves, we're not going to be able to do anything this book says to do. If we don't know how to love ourselves, then it's going to be impossible for us to fulfill the whole law. Everybody understands? First, let me get Leviticus chapter 19 and 17, where it shows you in the Bible who your neighbor is. Because a lot of Christians, they think their neighbor is the person that lives next to them. They think their neighbor is the white man down the street, or the Chinese woman that works at the corner store, or the East Indian that work in the goddamn Dunkin' Donuts that they go get coffee from every morning. The Bible tells you who your neighbor is, and your neighbor is not everybody on the earth. Just because we in America and this place is a hellhole where everybody get jumbled next to one another, that doesn't mean your neighbor is the person living next to you. When Christ spoke these words, he was in the land of Israel, speaking only to Israelites who were only living near and around Israelites. Everybody understand? So let's go back in the law in the Old Testament and show you the law pertaining to how you deal with your brother. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
Book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. This is the law that Christ was talking about. You're not allowed to hate your brother. It goes against God for you to hate your brother. For you to see someone of your nation and to have hatred for them, that is an evil, disgusting thing against the Lord. You understand? Thou shalt not hate thy brother. Read on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
You shall rebuke your neighbor. What does it mean to rebuke your neighbor? Somebody do something wrong to you, let them know about it, man. You know how many times people out here doing things to offend you or to make you upset or to make you feel some type of way, and they don't even know about it? Think of all of the situations where it was a misunderstanding and two people was mad and frustrated with one another. Come to find out later on that neither one of them even knew what the hell the problem was. You understand? In order for us to be able to grow for a nation, we have to learn we have to learn to communicate better. We got to learn to not be afraid to talk about what our issues and what our problems are. And the law provided us a way to be able to do that. If we were all obeying God's law and following what this Bible said, nobody would get offended when you come to them about a problem. We wouldn't look at it like, oh, he's trying to check me. We wouldn't look at it like, who this nigga think he is, asking me what I meant by what I said. Fuck that nigga. We wouldn't be so goddamn petty. If we just understood that it was a manly and an honorable thing and a sisterly thing to do, to go to somebody if you offended and let them know, hey man, I ain't like what you did. Rebuke them, correct them. You understand? Read on.
And not suffer sin upon them.
And don't suffer sin upon them. Don't let a brother go throughout life thinking everything's sweet when really he's offending you. He's doing shit that's wrong, violating you left and right. And you let him go on thinking everything is cool when really you hate him in your heart. You sisters, it's the same thing. You got to learn to communicate with one another and be better at addressing issues. What we've learned being in this captivity from the white man is we learn how to be passive. A lot of black people are just passive. You understand? Where you just let stuff slide. And you think that you're being a better person by letting stuff slide. You tell yourself things like, well, I ain't really petty. It don't really bother me. Oh, she just hating because she ain't got this. Or yeah, that nigga really jealous. All of those things are excuses for you to be evil. All of those things are this stuff you tell yourself to make you feel better about being an evil bastard. Really, you're just scared. You're just weak. You don't, all of that, I don't like confrontation. You just bitch made. Don't be bitch made. Don't be weak. You're not solving anything by avoiding confrontation. You're just letting Satan convince you that it's going to be okay so that Satan can eat off of your wickedness in your mind. You understand? A lot of us, we sit on things and just let it boil and fester, argue with ourselves in our mind over shit that we really should just nip in the bud if we was all obeying the Most High. Somebody do something wrong with you, got to communicate, got to go talk to them, let them know what the deal is. Read on.
There shall not avenge Don't bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You shall not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Read on.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Your neighbor is your brother. Your neighbor is the children of your people. If you're a so-called Black, Latino, Native Indian, your people are Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. If you're an East Indian out there watching the men of God, your people are the East Indians. If you're Arab, your people are the Arabs. Chinese, same thing. Your people are your people. The Bible talking about Israelites, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. You understand? You cannot have a grudge. You cannot avenge yourself against your people. You got to have love for your people, man. And having love for them is you correcting them when they're wrong. Now, if you love your brother as you love yourself, the same way you would correct your brother and go to him when you have an alt, you would correct yourself. If you're a brother or a sister and you know you petty, check yourself on that shit. If you're a brother or a sister and you know that you say little sly stuff and you say things that really could hurt and offend people, but you do it in a joking manner, then you should check yourself. You should say to yourself, would I like it if somebody did that to me? How would I respond if I did that to somebody? If you're doing things that you know is bothering somebody, but you know that they too weak to come talk to you about it, then you go talk to them about it. You know somebody don't like confrontation and they too weak to let you know they got an issue. If you sense that there's some bad blood or some negative energy, pull them aside. Hey, what's going on? How we all right? We good, man? You know, I was joking the other day, man. You know, I was just fucking with you, man. I ain't really mean it like that. I'm sorry. I apologize, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you upset, just let me know. You know, you my brother, man. You can come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? The same way, the same approach that the scriptures is telling us to take to our brother, we got to take that approach with ourselves. There's a lot of things that we know need to be fixed with us. We know the things that we do that's wrong. We know the things that we did in the world that was fucked up that we ain't all the way overcame yet. Check yourself on those things. Correct yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, man, we got to get it together. Hell, you talk to you let Satan convince you that shit is all right. How about you go have a toe-to-toe with that nigga in your head? Let him know, hey, man, we messing up. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in the world, bro, T.I. had a song called T.I. versus T.I.P. Nigga had a whole song rapping to himself like, man, you fucking up, nigga. I'm trying to get this money. And then the tip nigga like, man, I'm trying to fuck these hoes and get this paper. I don't know what you talking about. Like, nigga, we're going to be back in jail. We keep fucking around. And nigga like, nah, nigga, we straight. I got lawyer money. Like, bro, just stop it. Stop that shit. We need to be able to do that with ourselves and the truth. You still battling with your old man, have a sit down with that nigga and straighten them out. Because the thing that we dealing with now is life or death. This thing that we dealing with now is the kingdom or servitude. This thing is something that's more important than anything else to get straight. When it comes to your brothers and sisters, man, you got to get it straight. When it comes to yourself, you got to get it straight. Love your brother as you love yourself. If you're not going to a brother or a sister to correct them on the things they doing that's wrong, then 99% of the time you're not correcting yourself. And you can be in here, you can be in the truth and exist in here and think, because everybody see you as brother or sister, so and so, everything is cool and everything is good, but the Lord knows who you are. And at the end of the day, He the only one that matters. I can see you and you the most, you the most upright, righteous brother, man. Cool brother. I love that brother, man. I know that brother will go to war with me and die for me. It don't mean nothing if on judgment day you stand before Christ and you say, nah, man, this nigga's foul, man. He was cool with y'all, but I know what he been up to. You gotta make sure you have a heart to heart with yourself, because you're only gonna be there on judgment day. I can't vouch for you and say you was a cool ass nigga. You can't do that for me. If I ain't got myself right, I'm doing things that ain't supposed to be done. The Lord said He gonna deal with us on. So you make sure that you take this. Gonna lead to the next scripture we're going to, but make sure that you watching over yourself and you dealing with yourself the same way that the scriptures tells us to deal with our brothers. Everybody understand? All right, next scripture we're gonna go to is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. You understand? The Most High gave us instructions on how to love ourselves. He gave us instructions on how to be watchful and be mindful over the things that we do. You understand? And it's important that you watchful over yourself, because you the first line of defense against you doing evil. Before it come time to call, make a phone call to get counsel, before it come time for you to ask for help, you got to know within yourself that you're wrong. It's damn near like when you go into one of them drill programs, they say the first step to recovery is admitting that you have a problem. When it comes to sin, it's the same way. When it comes to serving the Lord, it's the same way. If you know you got a problem doing certain things or changing certain behaviors, you got to acknowledge this shit first. And if you're scared of confronting your brother about things he's doing wrong, then you're scared to confront yourself. Don't be afraid. This is and for once in our life, we've found a place where this is a shame-free zone as long as you seeking to get right. You continue to be evil, then you should be ashamed. You should be scared of God. You should be scared. But don't be scared of us. Be scared of what the Lord's gonna do. The hell you scared of getting checked from, you scared to get checked for doing something wrong. You know you've been doing something wrong and it's eating you up inside. Deal with it. You understand? All you afraid of is just fear. What we gonna do? You doing something wrong and you come and say, man, I've been fucking up. It's been 3 years and I've been buying hoes. I don't know why he laughs so quick at that shit, but whatever. You say, man, I've been buying hoes, sir, to lock you. I shame the Lord, shame the school. Okay, you should be shamed, Doc. And there's going to be consequences and repercussions. But how much more righteous is it that you confess as opposed to getting found out? If you confess, then you can start on the road to recovery. If you get just dishonorable, and there shouldn't be no dishonor amongst us. Would you want a brother or sister to dishonor you? Think of how you would feel if somebody caught you doing something evil. But don't think of how you would feel if you got caught. Think if it was your brother that got caught. Imagine you battling with something and your brother battling with something right next to you and both of y'all holding it to yourselves and trying to hide it and shit. Fuck that. Get it out in the open. Let's deal with it. The scriptures say confession is good for the soul, man. And why is it good? Because it gets it out of your mind. What we got to stop doing is living inside of our mind, man. Too many of us, we live in our thoughts. You understand? I remember when I was younger, I was the only child growing up, so I used to talk to myself a lot. And I remember my mother used to always say, well, who are you talking to? And I was talking to myself. She's like, no, you're not talking to yourself. You even, damn, my mother was Christian in the world. She was even talking to God, or you talking to the devil? And I remember when I was a kid, like, whatever. But my whole life, I used to be, sometimes I stopped and be like, all right, am I talking to God or am I talking to the devil? But I told y'all this before, it was about 4 devils. About 4 devils I was talking to, and one God, one righteous nigga, I guess, but all the niggas was in my head, wicked as shit. I have a whole cipher by myself. I'm sitting there smoking a blunt. There's 3, 4 niggas talking past that shit. Nigga, I'm passing the blunt to myself and shit, talking and shit. You understand? But too many of us carry that into the truth. You come in the truth and you begin to change and you find out the truth of the Lord, but you never stop talking to yourself. You never stop leaning on yourself for counsel. You don't know shit. I'm telling you straight up. You come to me with an issue, the Lord might give me the words to tell you, but I can't counsel myself. I'm going to do all the wrong, dumb shit, which is why I go get counsel, because you cannot lean to your own understanding. You understand? But the first line of defense to you getting is you. You the first line of defense. You the one that got to be there to check yourself. Everybody understands? Let's get on what I call Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 9. Only take heed to thyself.
Only take heed to thyself. You understand? What does it mean to take heed to thyself? Come on with it. Oh, you. Watch over yourself. Pay attention. Watch over yourself. You understand? Take heed. You got to be careful. Watch your step, man. Watch your tongue. Watch the things you invite into your life. You understand? And a lot of people that's not in the truth, they talk about, and it's hard being in the truth and relating to people who not, because they use language that we don't use. When people talk about negative energies or bad energies, there's some we can relate to that a little bit. We say it's spirits and demons, but it's the same understanding. Everybody understand? Meaning they don't understand that it's demons. We do. But when they say negative energy, we know what they're talking about. Be mindful of the type of shit you invite into your space, the type of people that you allow to be around you, the type of things that influence you. You understand? If you start to pay attention to yourself and really pay attention to what you can handle and can't handle and what affects you positively and what affects you negatively, you'll start to see, man, when I get around so-and-so, man, I start to feel different. If being around them motherfuckers bring me down, man. I had to stop hanging with partners in the world because I get around them and be like, part of me would be like, damn, man, I could still be out here doing the thing. But then another part of me would be like, these niggas in the same fucking place, bro. Like, they life really ain't changed. Like, they still doing the same dumbass shit. I think about all the things I done did in 3 years. I done been to New York and been to Chicago and went to LA. I done trained in Hebrew Academy and called the white man. The devil got my boots kissed. These niggas still talking about where the hoes at. Where the hoes at? Who give a fuck? I don't care where them bitches at, dog. There's a ton of shit going on, man. I'm about to go to California next week. Hell, me and my brother's about to drive to Charleston, South Carolina next week. I don't know what no hoes at, nigga. Where the righteous women at? I'm looking at them like hoes. Nah, bro, I'm straight on that. Where's a sister with a good job and some credit that'll, cover her head and do what a nigga tell her to do? That's what I need. Fuck some hoes. But 3 years later, 4 years later, them niggas still talking about where the hoes at. 5 niggas talking about putting up on a bottle at the club. God damn, y'all niggas still putting up on bottles together? I think you niggas in the world, in the streets, I think y'all all each have a bottle by now. Niggas still talking about pre-gaming for the club and shit. Dang, y'all niggas ain't buying y'all bottles yet. But that's just one aspect of it. You understand? But you get around certain people and it be a different vibe. Certain people tempt you. You start smoking weed and forget what it's like to be high, but you get around people that still smoking and smelling, like, man, I remember. Then you start to reminisce and shit, taking trips down memory lanes. That's Satan fucking with you. You think you just nostalgic and just love the past. Nah, nigga, Satan trying to get you to remember the fun times y'all had. You got to break yourself free from that, man. Be careful of the type of things that you're inviting into your life and the type of influences that you allow to be around you. Take heed over yourself. Read on.
And keep that soul diligently.
Keep your soul diligently. What does that mean? You're going to have to work at this thing, man. You're going to have to fight over this thing. You're going to have to, cherish it and treat it like a baby. Watch over yourself. The same way you watch over your children. The same way you would watch over a young brother. Watch over yourself, because it's a snap of a finger that Satan can get you back doing things that you used to do. Read on. You understand? If you don't take heed to yourself, if you don't watch diligently over your soul, you'll forget the things that you done seen. And all of us have seen some things to let us know that God is real, man. And this shit ain't no joke. But you'll forget those things real quick if you're not focused. Read on.
All the days of thy life. Teach them thy
you understand? Them things will depart from you. You'll forget about all of them things the Lord showed you and all the things that you've seen. You understand? The reason why the Lord said, teach them to your sons and your sons' sons is establish. Let this be your legacy. Establish that as your legacy. You understand? Being in the truth and being proud about the truth will set a standard for yourself that not even you can go back on. It'll give you how can I put it? I remember when I first came in the truth, I first came in the truth, I put fringes on all my clothes. The reason why I put fringes on all my clothes is because I did not want a moment of being just a regular nigga. I didn't want a moment of just blending in with the world, because if it was left up to me by myself, Satan would probably win over me. But as long as I'm representing for the ISUPK and I'm representing for the work, for the body of Christ, and I'm representing for all the sacrifices and all the work that these brothers done put in, I'm not going to shame these brothers. I'm not going to shame the work of the Lord. You understand? Shame for me personally don't mean shit. I ain't shit. I just have been dead a long time ago. Satan convinced me quick. Man, nobody, you just another nigga in the crowd. But when I first came in, man, I put fringes on everything, so I could never be just another nigga in the crowd. So I had to always be mindful of what I'm doing and who watching me and who's seeing me. Because when they see me, they don't just see me, they see the Lord. When they see me, they don't just see me, they see General Katham. They see Captain Shop. They see Captain Nine Thought. They see all them brothers I'm with every weekend out there on the corner. So I got to make sure I'm representing them. It ain't about me. The truth got to be something that's bigger than you. You understand? That's why the Lord said, don't forget none of the things that you saw and teach it to your sons and your sons' sons. If you ain't going to be righteous for yourself, then be righteous for your brother. If you're going to live for yourself, then live for your kids. Live for your red. Live for your husband. Live for somebody who watching you to see if serving God is something that really works. If serving God is something that really changed who you are. You don't know who could be watching you. You don't know who you're living for right now. You don't know who the Lord is using you to be an example to. Just make sure that you are a righteous example that the Lord requires us to be. Everybody understands. In order to be able to do that, you have to take heed to yourself. You got to be watchful. Got to be mindful of the things you're doing and never forgetting, you understand, what it is that the Lord requires of us. Everybody understands. Let me get on. If 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 16. Again, the topic of this breakdown is thyself. And 39, Christ, and 37, Christ said, the greatest of the commandments was to love the Most High thy God with all your mind, heart, and soul. And the second was to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You understand? Too many brothers and sisters don't know how to love themselves. And it's important that we learn to love ourselves so that we can see the value in preserving who we are and being who the Lord called us to be. All right. You got it? All right, go ahead and get it.
Book of Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 15. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them.
You understand? Meditate, but let's read on, see what the things they're talking about. Read on.
That they properly may appear to all. If not properly may appear to all.
Read on.
Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine.
Understand? Again, they go to take heed. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. You understand? Read on.
When doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Everybody understand that, right? Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this, thou shalt save both thyself and them that hear thee. You understand? No matter how long this road that we're on lasts, we got to make sure that we remember what it was like when we first started on this journey. And for all of us, when we came into the truth, we came into the truth at a rock bottom place. You understand? Whether that was a rock bottom physically, economically, or spiritually, you came into the truth because you needed the truth. Something that you was dealing with, something you was going through that you didn't have a solution for. You didn't have another way out. And so you leaned on the Lord. So you leaned on the truth. No matter how long your journey lasts in this truth, never forget where you came from. Never forget where you started. Everybody understands. And that's something that's a part of Israelite culture. You know what I mean? No matter where you're from, no matter who you are, where you're from, all of us know about never forgetting where you came from. All of us know about starting from the bottom and we're here. You understand? Everybody, everybody got those day ones that you go all the way back with. You understand? But think about day one when you was in the truth. Think about day one when you was at the bottom and didn't have nothing and didn't know nothing, and all you wanted to do was to try and find a way out. Well, guess what? You ain't always going to be on the bottom. And if you serve the Lord and you stand with him, it's very easy that you're going to find yourself being back on top, being in a place where everything is going good in your life. When you get up high, man, don't forget the things that raised you from that darkness that you was in. Because you very quickly, a lot of people in our lives, God is something that we go to when we down bad. It's easy to turn to God when you ain't got nothing else. You ain't got shit else. It's easy to get on your knees and pray and cry and be sad. But are you still praying when you're eating good, when the table is full, when the car riding clean and there's gas in the tank and the bills is paid? Are you still praying then? Are you still asking the Lord to watch over you and to protect you and to guide you, or you forget that it was the Lord that brought you back to this place? That's when the time when you need to focus is the time when things is going good. The time when, you know, it seemed like you can relax. Don't get relaxed. We at war. This is spiritual warfare every day, all day. And it's a trick of the enemy for you to feel like you could be asleep. So you could be like you could chill. Nah, it's never a time for you to just chill. You always, if you're not in the midst of a battle, then you need to be preparing for the one that's coming. Everybody understand? And the only way you're gonna be able to deal with that and to get through that is if you take heed over yourself and to the doctrine and continue in them. You understand? That's why verse 15 said, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them. You gotta give yourself all the way over to the Lord, man. Give yourself all the way over to the truth. Don't hold nothing back. That thing you think you're gonna hold back, and you know, I'm gonna fix it later, or I'm still young in the truth. The Lord, you know, I got time to mess up, make mistakes. Damn that. Free yourself from that. You understand? Free yourself from that by taking heed to yourself, watching over yourself, being careful over the things that you do. All right, drop that. Let me get it's in the Apocrypha. Sis, let me see something. I'm trying to see if I can find it. See if I can find the scripture online. A big part also of us watching over ourselves and loving ourselves is being careful over the people that we allow. Again, being careful over the people that we allow into our lives. Give me Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12 and verse 4. You understand? Give me 1 second, see if there's another scripture. All right. Okay, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's start verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let's go to verse 1. Now, everything that we about to read, this pertains to loving yourself. Everybody understands. Part of loving yourself is knowing when to stop taking things personally. When you first come into truth, because you found the Most High, and you found the truth, and it's changing your life, you can feel like other people hearing the truth and other people finding the Most High is your personal mission. It took me some years, man. I burned a lot of bridges coming into the truth, man. I violated a lot of people unnecessarily when I came into truth, thinking that I was going to, you know, encourage them to come into the truth, or thinking that by talking to them this way or dealing with them this way, I was going to convince them that the truth was right. When really all I did was make unnecessary enemies for myself, or cast people out of my life that I didn't need to. And at the same time, I wasted a lot of energy trying to win people into the truth, when really I should have just cut them out of my life. You got to learn for your own sake when to cut somebody loose, or when to stop trying to bring them into the truth. Some people, they ain't never gonna hear the truth. That don't mean that they got to be out of your life. If them not being in the truth don't affect you, don't sweat. They can be around. They just my cousin. That's just my, you know, that's my partner from back. That's my partner from back in the day. That don't mean me and this nigga don't go way back no more. You just that's that nigga. I'm me. That's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be the nigga in the I ain't mad at you song. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas is Tupac, they ain't mad at you, and other niggas is the nigga who changed up. You know what I'm saying? We used to bag hoes. Now you don't even want to kick it. Sometimes you got to be the nigga that don't want to kick it no more. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That might just be, that's your place in this life. You understand? All of us, the purpose of our lives is to be an example to somebody else. And that everybody got a different role to play. You got that one cat, you know, he just love going to jail, man. No matter how much he get locked up, no matter how much money you put on his books, if you try to send him flyers and teach him about the truth, that nigga gonna come right back home, be good for about a week, and go right back to jail. Nobody know why, you know what I'm saying? The Lord, and that's between him and the Lord. But you can't take it like it's your fault. It ain't your fault. You did your part. Everybody understand? Let's get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 12, starting at verse 1.
Book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 12, verse 1. When thou wilt do good, those who will thou do it to, so shall thou be thankful for the benefit, for thy benefit.
Understand this. When thou will do good, know to whom thou doest it. You understand? The Lord, you able to, Most High bless you with the ability to be able to bless somebody else, so to speak, or be a light in their life. Make sure that you know this person that you're doing good to. Make sure that your help and the good that you're doing to them is going to be well received. Because there's some people you call yourself trying to improve their life and make things better, when really you ain't doing nothing but fucking shit up worse. You should just leave them the hell alone and let the Lord deal with them. Everybody understand? You got a partner, you call yourself, trying to counsel him, man. Listen, man, that Brian, you need to go ahead and let it go, man. Don't worry about that. You now he on child support, about to go to jail, and you should have just let that nigga deal with that bitch. And over time, the Lord could have delivered him. You found the truth out. You tell him, man, go ahead, man, get you 2 more wives, man. Fuck that bitch. He gonna try to be you. He gonna have sex with the bitch next door. Now he out the house. You understand? That bitch stabbed up his baby mama in jail. All types of crazy shit. When really you should have just minded your goddamn business. Everybody understand? If you're going to do good, make sure you know who you're doing good for. Make sure you know the things that you're trying to add to somebody's life is something that they welcome and appreciate, and you ain't just being a goddamn sucker. Everybody understands? Because the truth can make you do that. You think you being honorable and righteous, when really you just being a sucker, being an enabler. You gotta be careful over that shit. Watch out. So like next verse.
Do good to the godly.
Do what?
Good to the godly.
Do good to the godly man. We in the ISUPK, man, we got food programs, clothing drives. Hey, you homeless, we'll help you get out the shelter and get on your feet. But you got to be a godly man, godly woman to be able to get our help. We ain't just out here willy-nilly, going in the crack house passing out flyers. You had to come out the crack house and come see us where we at and get a flyer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we in the neighborhood, we had to post it up at the shopping center passing out flyers. You had to still want one. You ain't just getting a flyer just cause. You understand? We ain't gonna tell you, yeah, brother, we got a housing program. We make sure you get you a place to live. Every nigga being here, if that was the case. You understand? Do good to the godly man. Read on. And thou shalt find a recompense. What is the recompense? That's a word that's been coming up a lot lately. What does recompense mean? Also, times of document. A reward. That's a good word. There's another word that's better. A word that's being used a lot in society right now. It's a hot topic. She's excited. Go ahead, sis. You got it. Reparation. Recompense is a reparation. You do good to a godly man, then you're going to get repaid. You understand? And part of being in the truth, one of the greatest payments is you see a brother when he first came in the truth. High as hell in class, trying to hide it. Sister high as hell, drunk. She's a hoe. I know she's a nasty slut. She's sitting in class and she learned and changed, and you get to see her find her a righteous brother and marry him. It's a beautiful thing. You understand? You see him, he's high as hell. He stopped smoking weed, then he started to ask questions and get some understanding. You understand? It's a beautiful thing. The payback is now I got a brother who's gonna go out there on the streets and go to war with me. Now I got a sister who's gonna make sure that we fed, make sure our hair braided. Nigga needs something sold. She there for us. That's the payback for helping a godly man. Read on. And if you don't get a payback, then you'll get it back from the Most High. When a brother or sister is trying to get it right, that's when you help them. They're trying to get right with the Lord, or if they fall out and go back to the world, the Lord gonna make sure that you get a payment for that. Nothing that you do is done in vain. You understand? No good work goes unrewarded, and no evil work goes unpunished. Everybody understand? The Lord will make sure that you get your reparations. Read on. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in. You got somebody who on the fence about coming in the truth and changing their life, Ain't nothing good gonna happen to them until they give themselves all the way up to the Lord. You know, somebody, you know what I'm saying, he trying to come in the truth, but he still hustling. Man, I gotta get this little bit of money up, man. I ain't ready. That nigga ain't gonna come in the truth till he cops busting the door, he flush all the dope down the toilet, and he gotta go to jail. And the bitch who he was riding with then took all of the goddamn lawyer money. Then he gonna call you and say, man, I need some help, man. I thought y'all had a little prison program. Send me some letters. That's when he gonna need you. But somebody that's preoccupied with evil, man, you can't be double-minded and find your way to serve the Lord. There's not one nigga who in the truth now that'll tell you, yeah, man, I was slinging bricks all the way to the day I got my till I finished my 90 days. I was in Old Black, you know what I'm saying? I was trapping this shit, but the Lord was with me. Ain't one at all. All story you gonna hear is, nigga, I was down to my last quarter key, nigga, and burnt the shit on the stove or something. You know what I'm saying? The fucking something, my bitch put the baby titty milk in there. Something crazy happened to that last bit of dope that you thought you was gonna bounce back off of. Your ass was fucked up. You older dope man. You understand? The parole officer about to piss test. Something happened horrible as hell before you came in here and said, I'm gonna wear all black. Nobody got a story about, being on the fence. It just ain't how it happened. Everybody understands. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. What does it mean to give alms? What does that mean? To share. Okay. It's less. It's less share. It's not share. You was more on it with charity. What is charity? Not necessarily in the biblical sense. Just give me another word for charity. Or another way for saying charity. You own it. You right with charity. I just want to make it clear for people who don't know what charity is. Sis. No, that's good. She got the synonyms. That's what's up. Compassion, humanity, generosity toward the needy and suffering. Now, all of these things that she just listed, what do they cost? What's the price on compassion? What's the price on charity? What's the price on generosity? It's free. Alms is what's given freely. Alms is here, man. Y'all take that. Y'all need it. Y'all good. Alms is we out there at camp. It's hot as shit, and somebody come with a 24 pack of waters. Hey man, I see y'all here doing this hard work. Person gave alms. It didn't cost them to give us no money. Like they took their last $2 and bought a goddamn pack of water. You know what I'm saying? To just say, hey brothers, man, I appreciate what y'all doing. Some cats, I remember when I came in the truth out there in DC. Every week we'd be out there teaching. We'd be the same brothers out there every week listening, clapping. You know what I'm saying? That's right, brother, man. That's better, brother, right. Never coming to truth. But they gave their alms. Didn't cost them a thing to be out there and hear what we had to say and be out there and saying, that's right, brother. They gave free what they could. Some brothers and sisters will never be able to come to the truth. But they'll pay tithes. They'll cook for your mama. She might hate that truth. But baby, y'all having something this week? Okay, I'll cook up some muffins or something. I was like, my mother came in the truth. She used to cook muffins and shit. I want to cook some good muffins too. I used to bring them muffins in there, like, yeah, nigga, I come bearing gifts. I used to come in there with them muffins. Then eventually she came in the truth. But alms is what you give free. You understand? And brothers and sisters that's in the truth, they know what that's like. You understand? When you just see somebody and with the internet, it's more access now because it's somebody who you maybe never met physically. You see they spirit, you see they caring and they loving, and hey, there's brothers out there that got wives and children, and I love them and don't even know them. You understand? It's people that I can't wait to see at the Passover just so I can say, man, you know what I'm saying? You my nigga, man. Little kids, I want to see just like little boys. I want to just go dap up right now. I don't know this little nigga, but he a cool ass little nigga. That's you know what I'm saying? That love, that generosity, that care, that's on, right? You understand? Nothing good comes to somebody who won't give freely. If you were the type of person that's only going to do something for somebody, if you can expect something to come back, your spirit ain't in it. You missing the point. Sure. Everybody understand? Read on.
Give
to the godly man and help not a sinner. And that's something that's very difficult for us to be able to change about ourselves. Some of us, this is for men and women, some of us are some Captain Saver hoes out. There's some brothers out there, you just love you damsel in distress. You just want to be, dun, 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 for all of these bitches. Sometimes that bitch need to just, the goons need to get her. It's a lot of you. You ain't got to be Spider-Man swinging in. Sometimes that bitch person just got to get stole, and the Lord was with the robber. You always want to come in and be Mr. Defender and shit. You ain't Luke Cage, nigga. Some niggas out here think they Luke Cage. You just gonna orchestrate all the drama on the block. You better watch yourself, huh? You understand? Give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Some people never going to learn their lesson unless you allow them to. There's some people you stopping the Lord from getting through to them. The Lord trying to destroy them and bring them to rock bottom, and here you go, always trying to catch them, making sure they don't hit themselves too hard on the ground. Sometimes you got to wash your hands with people and let the Lord deal with them. Okay. Everybody understand? You hurt yourself trying to help when that ain't what the hell the Lord called you to do. You want to help somebody, come into UPK and help these godly men, help these brothers. You understand? I know you love your brother and you wish you could see that he could be a strong man if he came into the truth. Don't go fighting his baby mama because she a hoe and he too weak to deal with that shit. Let him go ahead and he got to get his heart broke. Or let him go fight that nigga and get beat up. If nigga fucking his baby mama and he get beat up, he got to just deal with that. You understand? There's some people that you got to just get out the way and let the Lord deal with. I know it ain't an easy thing to do, but it's necessary in order for you to be able to for you to protect yourself. Everybody understands? Read on this. Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 5 now. Read.
Verse 5.
Do well unto him that is lowly. Read. But give not to the ungodly. There's a difference between somebody who down on their luck and somebody who just evil. You got to let the evil get dealt with. Somebody that's lowly, help them. You understand? Read. Do what? Hold back thy bread. You go to the liquor store every day. This cat there, he want change to go smoke crack. Don't get that nigga no change, right? That nigga been doing this shit for 35 years. That nigga don't need no more change. There's a cat who's homeless because who knows what happened. But you see, there's a cat who don't want to be homeless, but get that brother a drink if he need a drink. Give him a couple dollars, buy him a drink, get him something to eat, help him get on his feet, show him some alms. Everybody understand? There's one cat you can give alms to, and another cat that you just got to let the Lord continue to deal with him. Don't be no sucker. You understand? If everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people seen that. What was that? Sugar Hill? Where the nigga what's his name had the crack? No, what was that? No, that was no, his brother was a crackhead. Is it not? It's Jungle Fever, ain't it? No, Jungle Fever. The nigga had the white woman, but his brother was Samuel L. Jackson. He's a crackhead. Kept stealing from his mother and shit. And the father was like, "Get the fuck out of my house." That father knew what was right. Fuck out of my house, nigga. You on that crack? You can't come in here. I got microwaves and shit. I got TVs and shit, nigga. You can't be in here. You gonna steal the TV? I love you, but you can't come up in here. You got to stay the fuck away from here. They mama always give me $20, baby. Nah, just go sit your ass down somewhere. Crackhead, flee from me. That's how you got to do. Everybody understand? Some of you sisters out there, you ain't diamond from Players Club, but you got that whole ass cousin Keisha. Don't bring her around me. Salakia. Read both of y'all. No, I'm start fucking with y'all, but you got a whole ass cousin Keisha. Keisha whole ass away from us. We got a good life here, baby. You can't, no, Keisha can't move in here. Hell to the no. You ain't about to have a nigga stalking her from the strip club coming back to my house. I'm gonna kill that nigga and kill Keisha. No, for the sake of us living and me being free, don't bring them around me. Everybody understand? You understand? Hold back thy bread. Read on. You understand? And what? Guess what they gonna say? They gonna say, "You selfish, man. You selfish. You don't even want to help a nigga out. You got all of this, man. So what, nigga? I'm not selfish. You selfish because you refuse to change your life and get right. You refuse to serve the Lord. You want to serve yourself, and you gonna serve yourself out there. The world will deal with you. I can't deal with you. I can only deal with those who choose to serve the Lord. You understand? Read on. Lest he overmaster thee thereby. These people in the world are they wicked. They plotting and scheming. They know who to go to, who to give that pity party to. You understand? They'll show you them puppy dog eyes and talk a real good game. I want to get right. I promise you. I just need a couple of days. I'll be back on my feet. Here you go. 3 years later, this nigga in the basement, funky ass feet, smelly drawers, just won't shower and shit. Man, get how you need asking yourself, how I get here? I ain't been in this place because your dumb ass trying to save everybody. Let the Lord deal with people sometimes. Everybody understand? Read on. Unless he overmaster you. So like, read on.
Whatever thou shalt receive is more evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto me.
Or else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good that thou shalt have done. There's a reward for helping out the righteous, for helping the man that's lowly and down on his luck, for giving alms. And there's also a reward for aiding a sinner, for enabling a sinner. You helping somebody knowing that they sinning and they got no intention of getting right. The payment for that is twice the evil for all the good you gave. And there's been times in our lives where we done learned these lessons even not being right with the Lord. Some of us learned these lessons and was in the world. You trying to be right to somebody and be loving and caring and kind, and all they do is shit on you. But because you don't love yourself, you welcome the shit. You go back. You a glutton for punishment, going back to a situation and people who you know is going to destroy you, all because I got a good heart and I love them and I care about them. Damn that. Sometimes you got to be, what about you? You understand? You can't just continue to allow yourself to be giving evil for all the good that you try to do. Everybody understands? Read on. Read verse 6. This is why you can't help. This is why you can't put yourself out there and put your well-being on the line for somebody who refuses to serve the Lord. Read. Because the Most High hates sinners, man. He hates sinners. Read on.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
We're going to repay vengeance unto the ungodly. That shit we learned in church was a lie, man. They said God loved the sinner and hate the sin. Damn, that's bull. That's BS. You understand? So like, God hates the sin and the sinner. There's a whole bunch of horrible examples I can give of that, but I'm not going to give none of them. You understand? The Lord hates the sinner and he hates the sin. You understand? Read on. That's like, and he's going to repay vengeance unto the ungodly. The Lord going to deal with them. You trying to stop somebody from ending up in the hands of the Lord, who the Lord then plotted on them to be where they're going to be so he can destroy them. You got to wash your hands and get out the way and let the Lord do his business. Because you could be stopping somebody from being in the place where they need to find the Lord. Instead of them finding the Lord, they find your sucker ass all the time. They ain't never going to need the Lord because they get to the bottom and just call your dumb ass. Yeah. Sometimes you got to not answer the phone and not be burdened. For you sisters, it'd be easier. You just listen to your husband. You ain't got to be burdened. Or just listen to counsel. Your sister is married. You're not sure your husband ain't in the truth. Seek your counsel and find out what you should do. Everybody understands? Read on. You're saying the Lord is preparing punishment for those who are ungodly. Don't get in the way of the Lord punishing somebody, man. Read on. Give unto the good. The Lord had to. It was so righteous. He part of watching over yourself, part of loving your neighbor as of yourself, is making sure that you allow the Lord to deal with somebody when he's trying to deal with them. And not getting in the way of the Most High's purpose and plan for somebody else's life. And you getting in the way of the Lord dealing with somebody else, what you really do is you allow yourself to suffer in the place of that person. You saw it all stress, dealing with all the trauma, dealing with all the heartache of them, you know what I'm saying they're gonna get right and never do. You could save yourself a whole lot of turmoil from Satan if you just seek counsel and find out how you can get out the way and let the Lord deal with them. Everybody understands that? All right, let's drop that. Let me get give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 29.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out.
You understand? If your right eye offends you, pluck it out. What does that mean? If your right eye causing you to sin, get rid of that goddamn eye. Everybody understand? That ain't literal, but whatever it is that's stopping you from getting right, get rid of it. Cut it off. The things that's tempting you to do evil, cut it off for your own sake. Love yourself enough to be able to cut things out of your life. Love yourself enough to be able to let things go if it means that it's going to be better for you in standing with the Lord. Read on.
And cast it from thee.
You understand? Cast it from you. Read on.
For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body shall be cast into hell.
It's better for you that that eye get plucked out and you got one less eye to see with than for your whole body to be destroyed because you let that one thing cause you to sin. Read on.
And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off.
If your right hand offends you, your right hand causing you to sin. It's things you can't stop yourself from doing. Whatever's causing you to do those things, cut it off. Cut it out of your life. Get rid of it. Don't let that thing rule over you and cause you to be destroyed. Read on.
And cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not thy whole body should be cast into hell.
You understand? The worst thing is that your whole body be cast into hell because you refuse to let something go. You refuse to love yourself enough to say, you know what? I can't have these two things coexisting. And I can only serve one master, and that's the Lord. So I'm going to put the Lord before all the rest of the stuff. And anything that ain't going to get down with what I'm doing with the Lord, I got to let it go. You understand? This is Luke chapter 14, verse 25, verse 27.
Luke chapter 14, verse 27. And whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Everybody understand? If you won't bear your cross and walk after Christ, you cannot be his disciple. In order to be able to stand with Christ and to keep these commandments and to keep these laws and to be who the Lord called you to be, you're going to have to suffer some things. It ain't nobody said it was going to be easy. And why should it be easy for the great reward that's waiting for us if we endure and make it to the end? Read on.
And come after us, for which of you intending to build a tower, knock down first and count the coast,
What man goes to build a cross, and what man goes to war and doesn't take account for all the casualties? You can't prepare to win a war if you are not Salakia. Take me up to verse 25. Just we should have started at verse 25. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 25. Salakia.
Luke chapter 14, verse 25. And there was a great multitude with him, and he turned and said to them.
This is what Christ said to the multitude, to a large group of people that was following him. Read on.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Everybody understand? Christ said, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. What does that mean? What does it mean that you got to hate all these things if you're going to be Christ's disciple? Is Christ saying that we got to hate everybody? No. So what is he talking about? True. Okay, sis. Yeah, both of y'all saying the same thing. Nothing can come before you serve the Lord. Nothing in your life can be more important than being who the Lord called you to be. Nothing can be more important than you obeying these laws. Everybody understands. And part of that is, and there's going to come a time when you got to love yourself more than you love these other people. The reason why the first law is to love the Most High with all your mind, body, and spirit, and the second law is to love your brother as you love yourself, because loving the Most High is loving yourself. If you love yourself, you would not let nothing stop you from being who the Lord called you to be. If you truly loved yourself, you would see how much you deserve to have all the goodness that the Lord got for you. And if you loved yourself, you would know that the only way I'm going to get this blessing is if I do what the Lord said to do. If you got to hate your mother so that you can get what the Lord got for you, then you got to hate your mother. My mom, I can't have no relationship with my mother if she hates that I'm in the truth. She tried to stop me from serving the Lord, trying to feed me pork all the goddamn time, get me to have sex with them hoes that she go to church with. Me and my mom can't have a relationship. Maybe talk to her on the phone. If I got a brother, he constantly trying to get me to go to the strip club or put some money in on him doing some evil to hit the block and make a quick come up, make a quick flip. I gotta cut my brother off, man. If I got a sister that's a hoe and she love to be with niggas that beat her upside the head, she want me to come fight them niggas and go to war over her dumb ass, she's gonna have to be a getting beat bitch. A lot. Nothing come before me standing with the Lord. It's about me standing with the Lord. You got to be selfish when it comes to serving the Most High. You got to be selfish when it comes to having a life that you deserve for serving the Most High. Everybody understands? Don't allow nothing, nobody, or no one to stop you from serving the Lord. Everybody understands? If it means you got to hate them, if it means they got to hate you, then fuck it. That was just the Lord. That's the Lord's will. The Lord's will for y'all to hate me. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it goes into whoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. If the cost of you, if the price you got to pay for standing with Christ is losing everything, then everything got to be lost. And when you really think about it, you ain't losing everything. Hey, your kids don't fuck with you, so what? Go have more of them little bastards. Your brother ain't riding with you like he used to, so what? You got brothers in here. Your sister y'all used to hang out and do things. Fuck that bitch. You got sisters and new sisters. You got aunts and aunties and uncles and fathers and brothers and grandfathers and grandmothers. You got a whole new family that understands you right here. A whole new family that you can lean on, that you can fight with, that understands the battle that you're waging because they doing the same thing right here. Christ said, whatever you give up to serve me, you're going to get it tenfold in this life and in the next. There is nothing that we losing if you decide to serve the Lord. You're going to only gain. You can't take no L standing with the Most High. So whatever you think you got to lose, you'll be better for losing it anyway. What the hell good is that person that's trying to stop you from serving the Lord doing for you? Fuck them. They holding you back. You could be great. You got this motherfucker dragging you down. Damn that. Serve the Lord and be great. Everybody understand? Read on. Let me see something. Drop down to verse 33. Read verse 33. Luke chapter 15. And Luke 14:33.
Luke chapter 14, verse 33. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaking not all that he had, cannot be my disciple.
He cannot be my disciple. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord, the beauty of the Lord is, again, when all of us found the truth, we ain't had shit anyway. The Lord made sure he made a way for you to see having nothing, so that when you came in the truth, you wouldn't have to give up that much. You really losing. What are you really giving up? Besides the wicked in your life, besides the things that draw you to be wicked in your life, free yourself from those things. Only way you're going to be able to get free is if you love yourself enough and you love your brothers enough to stand with the Lord. Drop that. Let me get Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. And this is going to be the last scripture we're closing out the class on. Six and 7. You understand? Be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. Everybody understands? Don't fool yourself. Don't convince yourself that the Most High going to stand for something that he said he wouldn't stand for. Don't convince yourself that the Lord going to allow things that he said he wasn't going to allow. You may think that you got it figured out and you got a big heart and the Lord understands you and know where you're coming from. All you're doing is mocking the Lord. Or you're giving the sinner an opportunity to mock the Lord. You're giving the sinner a chance to say, that true shit, fuck out of here. That nigga still smoking weed. That nigga still having sex with hoes. That nigga ain't changed for real. Yeah, he on the corner with them niggas, but he ain't really about that shit. The Lord said he not going to be mocked. Read on.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You understand? The things that you do and the things that you put out there, those things are going to come back to you. Everybody understands? The things that you sow, you're going to get, there is going to be a harvest. Whether you're sowing good seeds and righteous seeds or you're sowing evil seeds. You trying to help somebody who's a sinner, you're sowing evil seeds. And if you're sowing evil seeds, then you're going to have to deal with the harvest of that evil. Read on.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
You sow to his flesh, shall the flesh reap corruption. If you're doing things that, are pleasing to how you feel and good, make you feel like you're doing good, but they ain't profitable for you growing in the truth and growing with the Lord, then those things are only going to hold you back. They're only going to bring you down and weaken you. Read on.
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
You understand? But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. How do you sow to the Spirit? You fight to do what the Lord said to do. You make sacrifices to do what the Lord said to do. You cut things off and cut things out of your life. You blood, sweat, and tears for you to do what the Lord said to do. You sow righteous seeds in the spirit, and you're going to reap the rewards of the spirit. Everybody understands? That's it on that. You can drop that. I'm trying to see anything else. Any other scriptures? That's it. You know what I'm saying? Love the Most High with all your mind, your heart, and your spirit. That's the greatest of the commands. The second one is just like it. Love your brother as you love yourself. You're not going to be able to learn. You're not going to be able to love your brother until you learn to love yourself. And you love yourself. You make every effort to put the Most High first. So that by putting the Most High first, you will come first. You can't clean somebody else up until you got clean. You can't help somebody else until you're in a position to be able to help. If you're in a place right now where you're battling, struggling spiritually, you gotta seek the Most High and let the Most High make the changes in your life that's necessary for you to be able to be the man and the woman that He called you to be. If you're struggling with something, seek counsel. You understand? Again, you're the first line of defense when it comes to watching over yourself. If you're battling with some things and dealing with some things that you know you ill-equipped to be able to handle, seek counsel and get some help. Don't make any decisions based on trying to get right with the Lord unless you get counsel, because you might think you're serving the Most High by cutting some things out your life when really you just using that as an excuse to do evil. Everybody understands? And with all of these classes, the classes are meant for us to all grow and have an understanding of the scriptures, but make sure that your decisions are based off of counsel, not necessarily based off of what you taught in class. Everybody understand that? Meaning, and I'm saying big decisions that matter when it comes to your righteousness. You understand? Make sure you seek counsel when it comes to making big decisions. And with that, pass over to priest and trooper. Priest and Salaki. Pass over to trooper. Come on, y'all. Salaki. Don't worry. It's coming soon. The brother's going, Lord willing, the brother be priest and priest and officer soon. But right now, he's trooper. Come on, y'all. You go ahead with the announcements.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister have an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means 10. In Hebrew, ma'ashura, 10% of every penny earned. It's like 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Holy convocations, which is the memorial blowing of trumpets, first day of the 7th month, Saturday, September 28th, 2019, in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, should start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Elijah, Shabbat, Elijah, Rock, Hashem, Yahshua, Barakatah. If y'all can talk, so we'll give courtesy salute to the sisters. Turn face the sisters. Elijah, Barak. Elijah, Barack, y'all small number I send you a shot. Y'all to the top, class dismissed.